I used to believe my husband Daniel was unshakable, the kind of man who could laugh at anything, who'd meet teasing with that calm grin and a wink that said, "I know who I am." He wasn't loud or overly charming, just steady, grounded, the kind of person you could build a life around. For 10 years, that's exactly what I thought we'd done. It all began at a small dinner party our friends hosted one Friday evening. 6 of us around a table, wine glasses half full, the air easy and warm. The conversation turned to relationships, and soon, the usual marriage jokes started flying. You know, the ones about snoring, annoying habits, and who forgot to take out the trash. I'd had just enough to drink to forget my filter. When our friend Clara laughed and said, "Sometimes I wish I could trade mine for one who listens," I chimed in without thinking. "Huh, maybe we should do a swap," I joked, nudging Daniel's arm. "You take hers. I'll take someone who actually remembers anniversaries." The room filled with polite laughter, the kind that's more noise than joy. I looked at Daniel, expecting his usual grin or a teasing comeback. But he didn't laugh. He just looked at me, quietly unreadable, and said, "Maybe you should." The sound of forks clinking on plates, then silence. My smile froze. The wine turned sour in my mouth. I tried to laugh it off. "Come on, I was kidding." But Daniel didn't reply. He just turned back to his meal, and the conversation limped forward like something wounded. The drive home was unbearable. He didn't speak. No joke, no sigh, just the steady hum of the car. I kept waiting for him to lighten it, but he never did. When we got home, I tried to apologize. "Daniel, I was just trying to be funny. Everyone was joking." He looked at me for a long time before saying quietly, "People joke about the things they secretly mean, Emma. That's what I've learned." Then he walked past me into the bedroom. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, his words echoing like a curse. "You joke about the things you secretly mean." It wasn't true, or maybe a small part of it was. Things had been distant lately. Not broken, just dimmer. Fewer talks, fewer laughs, fewer touches that lingered. The kind of slow drift you call normal after 10 years. Maybe I'd used humor to hide the cracks, to speak pain without admitting it. Maybe I thought if I made the joke first, it wouldn't hurt when it became real. Days passed and Daniel barely spoke. Not angry, just absent. Work, home, dinner, his study. No fights, no warmth, just space. By the 4th night, I couldn't stand it anymore. I stood in his doorway and said, "Please don't punish me with silence." I said something stupid. "Don't make it bigger than that." He looked up slowly and said, "It's not about the joke, Emma. It's about how real it sounded." I had no words because he was right. Not about wanting to trade him, but about what had settled between us. It wasn't anniversaries, it was feeling unseen. And for the first time, I wondered if maybe he felt that too. The next morning, he left early. No goodbye, no coffee, just the soft click of the front door before dawn. I sat on the bed, staring at the empty space beside me, wondering how one careless joke could unravel something that had survived so much. By noon, I broke. I texted him, "Can we talk tonight?" No response. When he finally came home, he didn't look angry, just tired. The kind of tired that comes from accepting something you never wanted to face. I opened my mouth to speak, but he raised a hand. "Before you say anything," he began quietly, "I've been thinking about what you said that night about swapping." His eyes stayed locked on mine. It made me realize something. "You've been comparing me to someone I'm not for a long time. You used to see me. Now you only see the things I don't do right." I opened my mouth to argue, but the words wouldn't come, because he wasn't wrong. Somewhere between comfort and quiet resentment, I had started collecting his flaws like evidence in an invisible case against him. He continued, calm but steady. "You joke about trading me in," he said. But I stopped laughing because for months, it's felt like you already have. Just not physically, emotionally. That sentence cut through me like a knife, made of truth. My chest tightened. "I didn't mean it, Daniel. I swear." He nodded softly. "I know you didn't mean it then, but it came from somewhere real." I think we both stopped showing up the way we used to. There was no anger in his tone, only sadness. And somehow, that hurt more. We sat in silence, the ticking clock filling the room, every second stretching painfully long. Finally, I asked in a trembling voice, "Do you still love me?" He gave a faint, distant smile. "I do. But I also love myself now, in a way I didn't before. Enough to admit when something's no longer right." I didn't cry then. The tears came later, alone in the kitchen at midnight, staring into a cup of cold tea. His words echoed over and over, enough to admit when something's no longer right. The next week was heavy with silence. We lived in the same house, shared the same spaces, but it felt like two ghosts drifting through memories. One evening, I saw him looking at our wedding photo on the mantel. He didn't see me, but I saw that look. Nostalgia, mixed with quiet surrender. That night, I went to him. "Daniel, please. I can't lose you over one stupid comment." He sighed, rubbing his forehead. "It's not about the comment, Emma. It's everything underneath it. The small dismissals, the way we laugh less, touch less. The way we pretend we're fine when we're not." He wasn't being cruel, he was being honest. Painfully honest. And hearing it spoken aloud felt unbearable. I reached for his hand, the same one that had carried me through every high and low. "Then let's stop pretending," I whispered. "Let's try again, without jokes, without walls." He didn't pull away. His thumb brushed against my wrist like it used to. "I don't know if we can go back," he said quietly, "but maybe if we can move forward." That night we talked, really talked, for the first time in months, about how routine became distance, how humor became armor, and how love had slowly turned into habit. By dawn, nothing was fixed, but there was peace in the truth. In the weeks that followed, we started walking together again, cooking side by side, laughing, not as loud as before, but genuinely. And every time his eyes met mine, I felt grateful. Grateful that he stayed when walking away might have been easier. Still, whenever someone makes a careless joke about marriage at a dinner party, I feel that familiar sting, the echo of that night. Because Daniel taught me something I'll never forget. The words we use to make others laugh can be the same ones that quietly destroy what we love. Now, when he forgets an anniversary, I don't reach for sarcasm. I reach for his hand. Because I've learned, the silence left behind by a cruel joke can last a lifetime.